Hi everyone, it's Linda with stampwithlindawalsh.com. Here's our second part to the series for our Happy 4th of July projects. So we already made our napkin and plasticware holder. So now we're just going to make our matching treat box. And to do this, you're going to actually need a toilet paper roll. And you're going to cut this in half. Don't worry about it being even the top, because actually this is where your top is going to be. Make sure your flat end is on the bottom. But obviously try and get it as even as you can. Okay. The stamp set I used, which I showed you in the other video, but we'll show it to you in this one too, is the memorable moments. So all we're going to do is type out, stamp out happy and the TH and then the number 4. So that's where I got the 4th. And then these stars are from the star die that we had. Stars, I want to say number 2. They just retired it last month. So, those of you that have it, great. If you don't use different stars, you can use different, you can put names on here, by the way. So if you had a place setting, you can put Happy 4th and you can put someone's name here, or even in place of the Happy 4th. So I think that's all cute ideas. So what I use is Stampin' Up's crepe paper. You're going to fold it in half. Oh, first what I did is, let me show you this. See how this is all blue here? That's where this comes in. So I did red, white, and blue. I did more blue than I did red because the blue was going to be glued down underneath the strip. So it will just give you more of a more blue showing that you need. So we're just going to fold this in half. And you can see when I actually used my brayer and I just dipped it half in red, came back, cleaned it, and did it in blue. I don't have it even. As you can see, there's some white in there. You don't need to be perfect. So that's the good thing about it. You're going to just fold it in half. And then you're going to take your scissors. And all we're going to do is just cut along here. Probably about 1/4 of an inch. And if you have longer scissors, that would be good too. Probably go down, probably 2/3 of the way. Okay, so you want to leave maybe a 1/2 inch. So let me give you some dimensions, because this crepe paper that Stampin' Up has is 6 inches wide. And it is 12 inches long. So when you fold it in half, obviously that's going to be 3 inches. And probably go down about 2 inches. Okay, I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect. If you have to do more, then do more later. I think, but 2 inches will be fine. I'm actually going to speed this up, and I have some glue on here, and I'm going to take off my glue, and I'll be right back. Okay, so, and then each strip down, I mean, probably about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little thinner than 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to just keep carrying on. Okay, so there you go. That's all done. And you can try it. See if you like it. What we're going to do is we're going to take our liquid glue and we're going to go all the way around. I just want to make sure the other one I had made these little guys thinner. So we'll try it. We'll take a look at both and see which one you like better at the end. So let's just keep it as the thicker end. Oh, before I get to that, I want to do my bottom, because I just don't want to have to deal with my fringes later. So all I'm going to do is take a scrap piece. You're going to take your 2 1/2 circle. This is a scrap piece of actually copy paper, just because I'm making my bottom now and I want to have it flimsy enough. Cardstock would be a little bit harder to bend up around the cylinder. So let's trace this. You can do pencil pen, it doesn't matter. Okay, then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut right up to the pencil mark. If you do smaller slits, I guess you want to call them, it will wrap around the base of your roll a little bit. I don't want to keep saying toilet paper roll because it's actually sounding a little gross. So, nothing like recycling, huh? These things have come in handy. Yeah, so just keep on making slim slits. Once you're done with that, you're going to come and put it back on, fold over your sides, see how it matches up. Looks pretty good. Alright, so all I'm going to do is, let's see, I'll do this. Gonna run it, actually that's going to be my top because I want the uneven edge where my fringe will be. This will be my bottom so it will sit nicely for you. Oop. There we go. Alright. And all I'm going to do is press down my sides. The other thing you can do too is you can use your tape runner. It just might be a little bit harder to, either way it's going to be hard as you can see, but it might rip your fringe off as you're going, so I just caution you if you use your tape runner. It's okay, you can use your tape runner. I just think that if you do smaller slits here, it might just rip off your fringe here. But that's okay because you don't need all this fringe anyways. And I'm calling this part the fringe just because, I guess slits. We'll call it the slits. Alright. So now that that's done, it's going to take a minute or two to dry. Some of your slits might not have. It's okay if it doesn't because, you know, really we're going to put the paper over it. But if you want to get really good with it, you can just keep adding where you find that a slit is coming off of your roll. Okay, so let's let that dry. Now we'll do this to our fringe side. And like I said, this side's the uneven side. And I'm going to have the blue side show. So therefore, I want to do it like this. And I'm just maybe about 1/4 of an inch we're going in, okay? Only because you want to have enough for, let me just show you one second. We're going to tie this. See how that's tied? So you want to have enough puffiness. If you go down too low, you're not going to have the puffiness. So now that I have that on, two things, be careful. The glue will make this ink wet again, and then it's going to get all over your hands. I'll just tell you that right now. So just beware. And we're just going to keep going around. Like so. And this dries pretty quick. And if you notice too, I am actually not getting the top layer. It might seep through because crepe paper is a little bit kind of like tissue paper, I guess. The only reason why I'm doing the blue on the outside is so then when I put my red paper on, it will kind of make it, you know, red, white, and blue. And then on your end, you're going to have to lift up your other side and then put this piece down because it has nowhere to stick to. And that's the little piece that forms your loop. So just give that a little second to dry. Press it down. And then before we do anything else, we'll now cut our piece that goes around here. So this piece here is going to be, depends too. I have to tell you, it's 2 1/4 by 6, and I'm going to tell you something. I've noticed some of these rolls, depends if you buy cheap brands or not. Your hole might be bigger, which by not much. So 6 inches will definitely give you enough. But I'm noticing my height here. It's going right up. Here, I'll show you on the one that doesn't have anything, because I pretty much cut it in the middle. So it's going right up to my edges. So all I'm going to do for this is I will put my sticky strip on the edge of each end, only because I don't want it to come up. So something like this. These are really fun little firecrackers, and we're going to fill them with treats. I'm actually not filling mine right now because I don't have any. I have to go to the store. So then what I'm going to do is take my tape runner and then run 3 strips. Okay. Alright, so make sure too, since you're using your sticky strip, it goes on straight. And you might want to not so much press this end yet, just to make sure it's going on straight for you. Because once your sticky strip goes on, and especially if it gets stuck to this crepe paper, I don't even know if I'm saying that word right. Crepe. See, I'm a little bit off. So it's gonna be tricky. Let's see if I can readjust. I'm using my bottom as a guide, just in case. So I'm a little bit off. So let's see if I can maneuver. Alright, I'm going to leave it because it's already getting all. So there you go. That is what you need to do. You need to make sure it's straight. It's actually not that much of a difference. No one's going to really notice. I'll just clip up here. What I did, and you can decide what you want to do on yours, I actually made, this is my seam here, and I put the star over the seam. So you can see a little of the seam here. I'm not sure if I like that. I'm thinking I should probably have the seam in the back, but if you do that, then you can see a whole seam. I think I'm going to put my star over this. So, and I did the star. I'm going to do the star with dimensionals going right down the center. But before I do that, I think I'm going to decorate it. Just I think that will be easier. And here's the Night of Navy. When you adhere to your glimmer paper, I find that it's not sticking as well, and you need either liquid glue or your sticky strip. I've been using my sticky strip. It's been coming out pretty good, so I'm going to stick with it. So that's going to go right on the center. So we're decorating it just like we did our plasticware holder. Alright, let me bring that in. So this is all I'm going to do. And then I glued on my number 4 with a regular adhesive. Oops. Okay. And then I popped up, I stamped happy, and this was cut out with the 1-inch circle, and this was cut out with the 1/2 inch, the TH, and then I just cut this by hand. Alright, so I'll just use my dimensionals. Just cutting my dimensionals in half. Putting one there. I would probably do the same thing with your dimensionals on when we stick our star on. Keep them in half. I think I will put it over the crease or the seam of the firecracker part, only because, let's make sure I got it up straight. So this goes like this. Only because I think it will be easier not to see it. The seam. I think that will look gross. So I basically line that up so when I put it on, it's going right down the center. And we'll put that right over the center. And I'm also making sure that I don't have it's going to stand straight, because I don't want to have my legs of my star up too high, which is a little bit, but it's not bad. Then all I did was I took this baker's twine, and we're just going to tie it. But I'm not going to tie it yet because now actually would be the time you want to fill it. See inside? So you're just going to fill it with little candies. You could probably fit, I should have tested it, but I think you can fit one of those minis in there. Put some hard candy in there. They might have, put mints. You can put some mints in there. So after you fill it, then you're going to take your string and tie it. And I just tied it in a bow, just like that. So, you know, fill it first. You can make them all ahead of time and then just do your tying at the end. So it'll be like this. If you find that these are not fanning for you as much, just go in and cut them a little bit thinner. See how these are thinner? I think I'm going to do that later. I'd like the thinner look. And the crepe paper will actually weigh down after a while and do one of these too. So it will make it look fanned out more, which would be nice. And there is our project. It's all done. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you get to use some for your 4th of July or even make them for your birthday parties and so forth. That'd be fun. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.